today I'm going to talk a little bit about really sitting with our bodies and allowing our reality, our truths to be present. A friend of mine online reached out to me this morning and was like, everything seems amazing, blah, blah, blah. But I just noticed I've been an esthetician for 20-some years and worked with dermatologists, and I've noticed you've been pretty pink lately. And at first I was like, what the hell? Like, when I eat sugar, my skin gets like rosacea-y. And I know there's more to it than that. It's a lot of dehydration and issues like that. And I get it. I could use some quality skincare stuff. That's not the point of this conversation. The point is that it reminded me that I need to touch on my sugar addiction stuff. I get it under control for a couple months, and then something happens and it goes off the wagon. I go off the wagon again. It's just like any other addiction. It's an avoidance of a trigger that's there. So I do my best awareness work when I'm grounded, and so I decided to go to the gym later this afternoon and do my morning walk before it gets too hot, even though it was already too hot. Oh, it's hot today. But yeah, so I went for my walk, and very quickly all my ego stepped aside, my higher self stepped in, and just allowed for my messages, my awareness to be present. And what came up was stuff that I've looked at before, with balance, just looking at food as a reward, because a lot of us as parents, and a lot of us had, by our own parents, been rewarded with food and sweets, especially. Oh, you did really well in school. Here's a sweet. That happened. I got straight A fudge every time I got straight A's, obviously, in school. And so I got straight A fudge. That was my reward, right? And I got to be kind of special and center of attention for that moment. And that was something that I struggled with because my brothers were so often center of attention with their sports stuff. So my little psyche said, sweet, 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 sweet is a way to get attention, the way to feel special, the way to be noticed, whatever. And so there's definitely that connection between sweetness and sugar and rewarding myself. But then very quickly, with reminding myself of that program, and my higher self said, but it's a work in progress. This isn't like your awareness, now it's gone. A lot of the triggers that I've worked through, that was all it took, was that awareness, and it was no longer purposeful. This is one that my higher self told me is going to take some healing time, and that I need to keep honoring myself and reminding myself of all the sweetness I do have. And it showed me all the sweetness that I'm receiving from external sources. And I was like, well, duh, I am. I'm getting, I get daily compliments that are like really profound, meaningful compliments from people pretty much every day, at least. Sometimes more than one a day. And it'll be random people that I haven't talked to in a long time, or, just somebody who's reaching out. And it's like really deep. It's not just like, oh, you look pretty today. It's like meaningful stuff. And I realize that I have to accept, no, I don't have to do anything. I choose to accept those compliments as truth and own them and make them part of my psyche, and that's going to be my sweetness. That is my allowance of my inner child recognition, my ego recognition, and I am going to accept and allow those things. And I don't need at all the external reward of sugar to be my sweetness, because I have plenty of sweetness in my life. with myself and remind myself that I do have that. So I challenge you, if sugar is an issue for you, because I know it is for so many people, to really sit with what the real issue is, like why do you crave that, and look and see if it's something to do with the sweetness, not feeling like you have enough sweetness in your life, whether that. And so then I thought, because I knew that someone had said that to me a while back. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. But then I didn't really sit and own like what that looked like for me. And I was like, well, I pretty much buy myself everything I want, and I go, I do things that I want to do, and blah blah blah. And I was like, I think that there's an issue with sugar is like cigarettes in that it's something you use all the time, or you can. Because they add sugar in everything. So you're having sugar in a lot of meals, you're having sugar in things you don't even realize there's sugar in. Just like people who smoke, they use it all day long. And so it's a very difficult in-your-face addiction because it's present a lot. So I said, another mentor friend of mine said to me not long, she said to her group, she keeps a smile file, she calls it, where she downloads all the nice compliments and things that are said to her, so that she can look at it every day and just kind of remind herself. And I'm like, that's such a nice simple idea to remind yourself of all the sweetness you do have. And so that is going to be my challenge to myself, is to really continue to sit with that and allow that to be my sweetness as opposed to the sugar, and see how it goes. I mean, I'm sure maybe there's some more things that'll trigger it, but it's something that I really desire to heal within myself, because it's toxic, and it keeps me from being the complete me that I desire to be. Just like anything, any addiction can do to you. It can be a healthy addiction or a not healthy addiction, and they all keep, play the role of keeping us from. And our ego thinks it's protecting us, in a way. But it's not. So if you have an addiction that you're dealing with, try to sit with it, allow what comes up to come up, and then allow something healthier and more in alignment with who you really are to take its place. If you need some help with that, obviously it's something I've worked with. I'm continuing to work with it. I will continue to focus on it every day, until there's one less thing that I have to work on. This is life, until we fix something and then something else pops up, and we tweak that and we heal that and we love it back into wholeness. And so reach out on Facebook at the Old Bay, or Self-Love Tribe. Come join us and just do the work, because we all can love ourselves more. Even those of us who really do have a lot of self-love, we can always love ourselves even more and treat ourselves as well as we deserve to be treated. So have a beautiful day. Thank you for listening, and hopefully get a little tidbit of assistance for your own growth.